What is up, traders? Jim here with the weekly market breakdown brought to you by Big Pips only. So, getting straight into it this week. Happy Memorial Day weekend if you're in the U.S. Be mindful that Monday is Memorial Day, so slower volumes tomorrow, and it is also a UK bank holiday as well. So probably very, very low volumes tomorrow, so something to be mindful of. But getting straight into it, okay, we like to start these breakdowns by going over the DXY, okay, because it can give us an opinion on really what is going to happen with the major pairs, and that is the majority of what we do trade. Okay, so this week, this breakdown is going to be a little bit differently. I asked my signals chat what they wanted to see, so these are pairs that my signals chat would like to see. Okay, this breakdown, I know a lot of you follow these breakdowns for the gold calls. We haven't had a lot of those as of recent. I am including gold analysis now again into the weekly market breakdowns. I was keeping that for the signals chat, but we're going to go ahead and put those gold analysis again on the YouTube videos. So getting straight in now, the DXY. Right, last week we broke above this institutional level here, right around the 100 price handle. We pushed up, but we ended up breaking back down. Right, we had some retracement, created a lower low, etc. Right, came all the way back down to this next lowest institutional level, tipped it. Okay, we pushed up. Now, at this point, I wasn't really expecting anything, right? I expected a higher low, which we got, and price to push back down, okay? But with structure, you want price to push down and create a lower low, right? We wanted to see a push into that level. So we had a lower high, right? Lower high, lower low, lower high. Fails to break the low. We had a break of that lower high, right? We created a higher high. So upon that retracement, which it actually came to the 62 fib, 61.8, right? It ended up hitting my targets 1, 2, and 3, right, to push up. So I believe that the dollar has been very bullish, and it could continue to go that way. So we can kind of also see here on the 4H time frame, we sort of had this inverse sort of head and shoulders pattern play out. So we could see it continue up before we see some retracement, but it's not uncommon, whenever you break that neckline, whenever you start to push up, to see some sort of retracement. So as long as we really don't break back down below, I would say here, I'm going to be bullish on the DXY going into the week. So that will really affect how I call the remainder of these pairs, the pairs especially that have USD in them. Like, we're going to go over Australian dollar USD, GBPUSD, gold USD, USDCAD. Okay, all of those pairs are going to be really based on this. So if something happens, something changes with this, if it were to break here, I will change my bias and I will probably reverse what I'm going to say about those pairs. Okay, so that is something to take in mind. Always be monitoring these. You have to really be ready for these things, okay, because things could change on the fly, right? So let's get straight into it. That is my opinion on the DXY. So looking at the first pair, okay, Australian dollar to the USD. So these are my institutional levels, right, marked up. We found a double bottom off of this level, right, pushed up. Not uncommon to retrace, but I believe that the dollar is going to be bullish. So the dollar, right, against the Australian dollar. So if I think the dollar is going to go up, I think the Australian dollar is going to go down. So we wicked into this higher institutional level. You can see we had no body close, right? Wick came down, boom, retested, lower high, boom, broke structure. So now at this point, I'm probably looking for retracement, and this is just me doing it, If I'm pulling out my fib, it'll be more precise, but we're probably going to look for something up in here. Okay, you're going to look for price to come in here, retrace, okay, and then we will look for price to continuously break those lows, right? Probably even break. We probably want it to break this institutional level. That would also give us what? An inverse head and, or not an inverse, I'm sorry, head and shoulders pattern on our 4H time frame, right? And we can probably look to even short it down here, right? From institutional level to institutional level, institutional level to institutional level, right? So I have mine color coordinated for that reason. So That is what I like to see on Australian dollar. Now, again, if the DXY begins to fall, right, if the dollar loses strength, we could probably see a bull run up, right? I'd probably even say see price dip a little bit lower, because what the DXY is doing right now, maybe if it comes into here and then the DXY breaks structure, we'll look to buy back up, okay? But as of now, retracement, continuation down. So GBP USD. So again, this was sort of also based off of what happened, with the dollar strength in the last week. This was actually a markup I sent to my signals chat, okay, and it actually hit take profit 1 and 2 already. So let me just go ahead and remove those. Okay. And again, right, we pushed up into an institutional level in here. Okay, when we started the week, I disregard Sunday. So this was disregarded. We closed Friday at the bottom of that institutional level. Monday, right, we were pretty much where we started when we closed Friday, which is good, right, because we're disregarding these. Boom, boom, right, big bull run up, right? The dollar is very weak to begin the week. So we pushed up, right? We broke above those highs. What we wanted to see was some retracement and continuation down, right? But what we really, really wanted to see was a candle close above this institutional level, because using institutional levels, you always must realize that price could reject off of it, okay? So we never saw a candle close, and this is a lot of time, okay? From the 19th at midnight until we broke back out the 20th at 1600, so at 4 o'clock. So a day and almost, a day and 16 hours here, okay? So that's a very, very long time, okay? So what we saw, right, was price push up into here, right? It broke that previous structure. So we were looking for buys, right? We were looking for buys, fibs from here. You maybe were able to get something, but we waited because it was at an institutional level, right? We wanted to see a clear break above, retest, or break below, retest. So we were waiting, right, while this market was ranging. Now, this gravestone doji was what really, really gave it away to us, right? We had a gravestone doji. Okay, we had an evening star. Okay, we had retracement. Price failed to break the high, failed the body again, failed to break above, right? Failed to break above the institutional level. Structural low was here, right? Price disregarded that, broke and created a new lower low. So what did we do? We expected retracement up and continuation down, right? So we were able to find an area that we wanted to see price go, right? It was between 22,568 and 22,351. So it was about a 20 pip zone. Okay, price pushed all the way up to 22,495. So, it is in 6 pips to the high of our zone. Okay. And then we targeted the low first and then our extension levels, right? Again, I said I hit take profit 1, 2, and we had 2 more levels that were down in here. Okay, so what I expect GU to do, again, if the dollar remains the way it is, right, and you can even see, right, you rejected here, disregarded, and we even had a retrace up, and then it continued in. Okay, so you could have even on Friday at 8 a.m., could have entered in, and by the end of the day, you could have had 60 pips or so. But that is what I see happening on GBPUSD. Okay, I also see the DXY again gaining strength, so we could see it even come back down into here. Okay, we could see it come all the way back down into here. Into our institutional level would be best. If we see a break, right, upon the retest of that institutional level, we will most likely look to take it down to the next institutional level. Okay, so that is GBPUSD. So, one I know everyone has been waiting for, right? Gold. So again, here are our institutional levels marked up. Price really on gold was for the longest time trading between 1750, 1725 region. And we were kind of stuck there, right? We ended up failing to break above those. We ended up pushing down, and then we ended up pushing up here, right? So whenever we got above, right, whenever we broke above that 1725, you can see we had this big bull run up, okay, all the way up into this the 1760s, okay? But what happened, right? In 8 hours after that bull run up, the candles closed back to where it was, okay? And then what we were looking for, right, is at this point, you know, you're probably looking for price to push up, create a higher high, and continue up, right? Because that's what structure was giving us. But you need to pay attention, you know, and with gold, especially the wicks, okay, on like the 4H, the 1H, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20 hours worth of wicks here. Wicking off of this institutional level, failing to break above, right? Pushes all the way to the top, closes back. Pushes all the way up, closes back, right? Pushes all the way up, pushes down, closes doji, right? Closes doji, gravestone doji. Pushed up, pushed back down. Probably after this point, I'm on a retrace. I'm looking for a retrace to get in on one of these candles, most likely. Okay, after all those wicks. And what you could see, right, you could have pulled out a fib here. You probably went, you know, up into the 61.8, the 70s region. And then guess what you had, right? You had continuation down. You target those lows. You want to break those lows. Did you? Yes, right? So, again, this week, I'm probably going to look for continued shorts. Unless we can get like a clean push and break above 140, okay, then I may look for some possible longs up into this region. Look for rejects off of the 1750. If we don't get any rejection off 1750, continue. But until then, right, market structure is now going down. So I will be looking for short positions on gold, okay? And let's just go ahead, pull out the fib. Okay, so we did get up into the 62, right, and push down. But right now, I would say, you know, another push up into the 62 or in the secondary kill zone up here, I would most likely look to short this down. So that is gold. Now, USDCAD. Okay, this is another one I sent to the group, right? If you're watching last week's weekly market breakdown, okay, I said if we failed to really break above this, right, and especially if we closed back below on Sunday, right, I said if we fail to break above this and close in this, you know, Sunday into Monday, right, the end of Sunday is here, right? Where did we close? Retracement during London, continuation down, right? And we were, again, like I said on last week's weekly market breakdown, we were kind of trapped in this range between institutional levels, right? Failing to break really above, really failing to break below, okay? And that was since April, right? When we broke back into that range, right? And you can see from here, right? Hit that, boom, boom, hit it again, failed to stay above, right? You pushed out, closed, right? Evening star, so disregard these three candles, double top, boom, right? Again, came down to the bottom institutional level, pinged off, boom, 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 right? Up in here, hit back into that institutional level, boom, came back, retested it again, boom, okay? So we ended up actually shorting this down, caught about 200 pips, and then we bought it back up at the end of the week, okay? Because when you have your market structure, okay, and how we caught this, right? Price, you know, maybe you call this a head and shoulders pattern. Maybe you call it a double top, whatever you call it. It pushed down, right? It rejected, so it pushed down. After that, what do you want to see? You want to see some sort of retracement, and you want to see price push down and create a lower low to continue that downtrend structure. Price did push down. It failed to break the low. Failed to break the low, right? There is our first sign. Now, Price then pushed up all the way up here and closed back here, right? You know, sort of a doji candle, maybe you call it a star, right? You wait, you're waiting, okay? Because it's, again, it's not uncommon. You created a lower high. You failed to break the low, but, you know, we sort of had a double top here. Not uncommon to see retracement and then continuation again, right? So sort of what we had, right? Price pushed up, closed back down here. Again, though, we failed to break the low. We maybe even said you created another lower high. So now what we want to see is price break that lower high, okay? Because this is a lower high. You want to see price break that. Did it break it on this candle? No, but you had a big bullish candle out of this institutional level. There, price is broken. We then wait for the retracement, right? We marked up a zone we wanted to see this go. And this ended up, again, hitting all of our take profit levels. Okay, it ended up hitting all of our extension levels. We bought in right around 139. Okay, so we had about 10, 11, 12 pips drawdown. And then price shot up, right? 125 pips into our next institutional level, right? And what, again, if the dollar, the DXY is going to continue to remain bullish, I could see this again coming to the top of this range. Okay. But what we have here on the 4H time frame as of current, we have this inverted, head and shoulders pattern. Maybe you said it was the bottom. However you see it, you may see it differently than I do, which is fine. Okay. Which is fine. But regardless, after those patterns play out, which would be, once they break above the neckline. So once those patterns play out, you do expect some sort of retracement. So I would not be, wary if price, retraced all the way back into possibly even below this level. I will monitor it, right? And I will simultaneously monitor the DXY. But I would most likely expect some retracement, maybe even somewhere into here, and then look to continuously long this up into those 141, 250, 141.5 regions. Okay, so that is USDCAD. All right, so the last pair that we are going to look at is GBP JPY. Now, GBP JPY is a similar, it trades very, very similar to GBPUSD. So this is pretty much going to be, a similar story. And at the beginning of the week, okay, well, let me rephrase. At the end of the week, on this institutional level of the 130 region, we broke below it, right? Sunday, closed back, right? GBP gained strength, closes above, failed to break, close back down. Okay, we now broke in above those highs, right? So what we were looking for after this happened was retrace and then potential longs. But what happened is we shot straight up into the next highest institutional level, and you can see that price has rejected here previous. Okay, it was a previous support. Okay, it was a previous support that is now turned very strong resistance. Okay, so we can see that. Now price has made it all the way back up here. Okay, price pushes up, right? Rejects back down, pushes up, rejects back down. Big bullish close back into the zone, rejects, right? So here we had a lower high, right? Price created that lower high. We violated it. Retracement, right? You should have been able to enter in here off of your fib, right? And sell this down, all right? Now, some people may not have, gotten in on this candle. They may not have been up during London or that, maybe New York session, okay? There's other opportunities to enter into the market, right? So maybe you said this was the lower high, okay, or whatever, right? When price broke here, right, there's always going to be some sort of retracement from somewhere. So you could have gotten in again over here during London, during New York, okay, and continuously shorted this down. Price tried to retrace back up and then continue down. And guess what? It did, right? And then again, you sort of had this double top formation during New York. Price retraced up. And then what happened? It shorted back down by 50 pips. Okay. So That's what I believe. I believe that we will have some more downside on GBPJPY similar to GU. And that is this week's weekly market breakdown. Okay. Please give us a like, a comment, and a subscribe so we can get out to more viewers, help more traders. Give us a comment this week on what you would like to see included in next week's weekly market breakdown. If I did not include your favorite pair, please get your voice out there. If you are interested in joining the Signals group or getting in my Traders Academy, the Third EYE FOREX Academy, the links are in the description for all of the signups, as well as my personal and my business's Instagram page if you would like to keep up with us and reach us. So thank you all for your time. Have a wonderful, wonderful trading week, and be mindful and remember, traders, Monday, tomorrow, right? Everybody's used to trading and getting in on Monday. It is a holiday, right? Here in the US, it is Memorial Day, and in England, it is a bank holiday. So be mindful. The volumes for trading are going to be much, much lower tomorrow. A lot of the big traders, a lot of the big banks, they're going to be closed. So a lot less volume, okay? It's a majority of the volume is going to be coming straight from retail traders. So there's going to be a hell of a lot less volume. So be mindful of that. Maybe push your plan, maybe push your entries until Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, okay? Watch out for those midweek reversals, okay? Stick to your plan, manage your risk, and have a wonderful week, traders.